What's going on, guys? This is Kaishro. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. So in this video we're going to cover OCG Metagame Report and decklist reviews from November 28 to December 1. So we are going to cover the topping tournaments in the bigger regions in Asia, namely South Korea, Japan, China, and Taiwan. So we are going to cover the post-Terminal World 2 in the OCG, and we are now getting a more firm grasp of the impact of Terminal World 2 in the metagame. So, without further ado, let's start. So, moving on first, we do have 1923 CS in Korea. First would be Dragon Link. Yeah, I believe Dragon Link. So, Dragon Link is a staple deck. We cannot never deny that. I do think that Dragon Link is just here. No matter what happens, Dragon Link will be a relevant deck. Even though it is not meta-defining or meta-threatening deck, I do believe that it is a very powerful rogue deck, and on the hands of right pilot, it is really, really strong. Next would be Ryzil once again. So Ryzil, of course, you have seen tons and tons of Ryzil deck profiles in my previous videos, and I believe Ryzil is just the cream of the top in the meta and arguably the best deck. We cannot really debate about that. So on this Ryzil, it played Summon Limit on the main deck. Summon Limit, very efficient when going first. It almost instantly wins you the game from that point moving forward. And next would be Malice. So Malice we double Allure and double Gold Sarcophagus. So most often than not, people are running Allure in Malice, but some do prefer Signet Mining over this. But yeah, I believe Allure is much more a win more card in a sense, and can comfortably draw you the correct hand traps to win the game. And next will be Voices Voice Ryzil. This is the deck that is probably the most sleeper one in terms of getting representations in the metagame. I do believe that this deck is a tier D at best, and people doesn't really undermine the success of this deck because they would rather play Ryzil as a pure, and yeah, that's correct because that is objectively better, but I do think that this deck is really strong and can offer you a lot of intangibles in this meta. Next would be uh, Penny YP tournament. We do have Crystron. Yeah, I believe Crystron. So look at how scary this deck can be. You have like 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Foalos, 3 Imperm, double Maxi, and even have space for Prosperity and Foolish Burial Goods and Foolish Burial and Talents, no? So you have like 23 space for non-engine, and you have like a one card starter that is almost going to end on the same board. So it is very strong. I do believe that this deck is can be more explosive than even Malice, no? And still has rooms for those numbers of hand traps. It is very, very scary. I do think that people should really uh, be prepared around Crystron, and people should definitely look towards the deck if they haven't yet understood the complexities or playthrough of the deck. It is the correct time to invest learning for this deck right now. And moving on, next we do have Primite branded. So this is like the previous Dynamorphia branded on 2021. It is like the Dynamorphia branded from before, and you just need the Primite engine to offer layers of interruptions, and the Nadir Servant with the Quem, Cartesia, and the Ecclesia package to basically just get you towards your branded engine, going into Dragoon, for example, no? And the Mirror Jade. So it is very uh, demure that you are able to play the Dragoon engine and also the branded and Primite. So this is technically engine deck altogether. Next would be 3v3 tournament in Japan. I believe this is the Trio Ryzil that won a very large tournament recently. And looking on their list, it is pretty optimal. I do believe that this is the most optimal looking Ryzil. Play Donner as your link removal, or something like Baguska, for example, no? And you have like the Ghost Ogre and Nibiru on the main deck. And yeah, I believe they are running the same list. Oh, they are not. So this player up to play Retaliating Sea and Purulia on the side deck. Next would be it played Triple Lancea, of course, countermeasure for the Malice, and also played one Summon Limit on the main deck. And moving on next, we do have Azamina White Forest. So Azamina White Forest with the Black Goat Labs, it has been the trend for quite some time already. For the past 2-3 weeks already, they have been mix and matching the Black Goat Labs on the main deck of Whitewoods because why not? You get your effects either way, even if it is set or on the graveyard. You get massive value from this card, so it is really strong. And also Aobao boosted the already powerful resiliency of this kind of deck. Next would be Rika, Ragnarika. So plant, basically. So this is very popular in Europe, in TCG regions. I'm not really a fan of this deck in the OCG. I do believe that this is really strong on a format where you don't have Maxi, but in OCG things are much more different and you're going to calibrate around Maxi more effectively. But this is very explosive and can also be able to set up a ridiculous amount of interruptions. Next would be Necros. Yeah, Necros with Dogmatic Engine. So you just basically dump Garura, get your Maximus, get more cards, and you just go plus 4, plus 3 on a single Nadir. So Nadir is massive on this deck, considering that you're able to fetch off the Arclight, getting new Ritual Monster. So it can snowball a lot of advantages for you. And next, we do have Weibo CS shared tournament in China. First would be, what is this? What the freak is this? What in Chinese cuisine is this? Blue Eyes 10 by Dragon. Oh my goodness. This is really getting out of hand. I don't really think that could work, but it worked, no? It went first and it just ramped up the Blue Eyes engine with your Chundra and Pydra and Genroku and the Sangen Kaimen. So you're able to go first on this deck. So maybe the Tenpai Dragon is just a way to OTK the opponent going second. And next would be Malice. Yeah, 60 Malice. It's been a while since I have seen this deck. But of course, Malice could be played on 60 with Bestials and also the Fairy Tail. Next would be Yubel, Unchained. So also play the Blackout Loves, no? Are are people going to dump the Blackout Loves on this deck? I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's a bunch of people that are playing the Blackout Loves recently. And next would be Mermaid Atlantean, very hot last week. I do believe that this deck was a tier C or even tier B, low B tier on the previous week. Just how saturated the number of Mermaid Atlantean last week. Those are very large numbers. And next would be White Forest, Azamina. So it played Sanctum, of course. And no Dagda. People are also trying to mix Dagda here, but it doesn't really favor that much. I don't think that it is the correct way to play this deck. Just an FTK turbo deck, no? I don't really think that this deck should be played that way. Next would be Malice once again. This time another Malice with Allure, no? No Signet Mining on this deck. And next, of course, Jurak, one of the most favored decks post-Terminal World. It is one of the decks that people are looking forward to. Jurak is an archetype that basically didn't get anything done on their initial release, but now they are getting some traction or attention in a sense. People are now pivoting towards the better Dino deck in the form of Jurak. It kinda overshadowed the Dino Mono, but I do believe that it is for the better. And Jurak, very interesting deck. Next would be Runic Generator, very pesky to deal against. Yeah, probably this is one of the most peskiest deck that you could ever face in a tournament. And I haven't had any wins against this deck. Aside from, yeah, when my opponent brick. And yeah, I don't really think that this matchup is really fun. I think this deck is just here to ruin everyone's life on a Swiss tournament. And next would be Kuroneko CS in Japan would be Malice with Board Breakers, no? Droplet and Lightning Storm on the main deck. Very, very interesting approach, and it could work because it could also go second comfortably with Malice. As fun yet it sounds, no? You don't really play Malice as like a 10-5 Dragon deck, but it could go second. I have seen a lot of OTK victories for Malice. And next would be Ryzil with Shark Engine. Okay, so Shark probably is the best tool box to play in Ryzil for quite some time now. Next would be Ryzil Standard. Yeah, nothing to say too much about this. And next would be another Ryzil with the Black Laps on the main deck with double trust. And there's a bunch of Blackout Laps, no? I've also used the Blackout Laps on my uh, previous Eldritch deck profile. I have played the Blackout Laps and it turned pretty well and suffocated a lot of matchups. So I do think that the Blackout Laps should be a staple on this current metagame on some of the decks like Ryzil or other decks that could capitalize on it. And next, we do have Sky Striker, of course, with Metal Foes Fusion. You're going to just dump it and gain more spells and draw power from it, and also a way to thin your deck. And once again, the Blackout Laps, no? So very, very interesting. People are now just using the Blackout Laps whenever it suits them. And next would be Malice once again. So bunch of Malice in our report. Probably this is like the 5th or 6th already. Yeah, this time with Sales Ban. Another interesting tech. Next would be Ryzil. Oh, Ryzil Necros, of course. Necros with Ryzil is much more better in my own opinion. I do think that the Dogmatica or yeah, Dogmatica version is really strong, but Ryzil just is just the best deck out there, and you have like the best rank for toolbox in modern game. And next would be Ryzil once again. Yeah, standard. Nothing to say too much about this. Just play the Sharks. Next would be Gem Knight. A very, very interesting deck. It also got recently supported, and people are trying to play this deck, and they are getting results. That's the bigger factor. They are getting results. I didn't really anticipated this to happen, to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't saw the potential of Gem Knight from before, but when I look on the games of Gem Knight, it is really absurd. It can lopsidedly win a lot of games and just decimate the opponent. That's just how strong the deck can be if the situation really offers them the best scores of player action. So yeah, it is really strong, but it is still going to be tested with time whether they can withhold the meta or not. Next would be Gem Knight once again. This time a more spacious A1 with triple Nibiru and triple Imperm on the main deck. Next would be Malice once again with Gamma package on the main deck and triple Allure this time. Quite bold to play triple Allure. And next would be Ryzil. So Ryzil this time with double Ogre and triple Fualas. And next would be Ram Cup tournament 2v2 I believe with Ryzil once again. This time with triple D barrier on the side deck just to single-handedly shotgun the mirror match. And also next we do have Ryzil once again with Diddy Crow, interesting deck. It has been a while since we have seen Diddy Crow, but it could be functional. Yeah, I believe it has its own usages. Next would be Jurak once again. So Jurak with triple sales ban, probably a way to just play around Nibiru or Droll for example. Because Nibiru can hurt this deck. Yeah, it could hurt the deck. And Jurak as a deck seems fragile when you doesn't have the correct hand to be able to play through around certain hand traps. But it is really strong. And it is one of the decks that I consider playing moving forward. And next would be Labyrinth. 40, short and concise with DDG or different dimension grounds on the main deck. Really strong because we still have a lot of graveyard decks. And next would be Unchained. Very, very clean looking deck list of Unchained. Just played one Fiendish Rhino Warrior. the Standard, Engraver, and Lacrimosa, and the Luri. So this is just how clean the Unchained could be looking right now. Next would be Blue Eyes Primite, once again. Probably in contention of the top 5 best decks in this current meta. Next we do have Ryzil, once again with the Blackwood Laps on the main deck. And I believe Trust is just really phenomenal on this build. And next would be Primite Blue Eyes, once again, Triple Dominus Purge. Very useful card on this kind of deck. And next would be Dragon Link with a Dragon Maid engine and 60 card, yeah. Because you are playing Tidying, so you might as well just dump everything on the graveyard and hope for the best. And moving on, we do have Marineford TCG Tournament. Oh my goodness, what the freak. The champion would be none other than Cyber Dragon. What in tactical tries this? Yeah, I basically just bought the tactical try and just went from that, no? Yeah, yeah, probably. Because those are just commons. Most of the deck is commons. So take some tactical try deck and improve it, and you're able to win large tournaments like Marineford TCG. That's how good the Yu-Gi-Oh is right now, and it is very good for budget players that they're able to win games with such a budget deck. Next would be Mementotlan, our first Mementotlan in our report, if I'm not mistaken, no? Yeah, really surprising. I'm not really uh I think the Mementotlan should be a top 3 best deck in current metagame. After Malice, it should be Mementotlan, but on some tier lists, Mementotlan could be a second best deck, especially if the regions are populated with Mementotlan. And next would be Melodious. So Melodious, really good mid-range deck, and does have a lot of space for hand traps. And next would be Ryzil with Forbidden Droplet on the main deck. And moving on next, we do have Chimera, Finsmith, quite spacey, no? It was able to play double Nibiru. And next would be Duel sa lang tayo. We do have Chimera, once again. Chimera with one White Forest engine and also Finsmith. And next would be Ryzil once again, standard. Didn't play the Black Coat Loves this time. And next would be Mementotlan, second Mementotlan in our report. And next would be another 60 Malice with Horus this time. So Horus just enables you to make Zombie Vampire easily and just mill from that and get the ball rolling on your side. Next would be Ryzil once again. This time with no Donner and played one Moonlit Chill on the side deck. Next would be Snake Eyes. Our first Snake Eyes in our report. Yeah, yeah, very surprising. I'm really flabbergasted because Snake Eyes used to be very dominant. Even though it is not the best, it is still very represented. So I'm really surprised at this point. Yeah. Yeah, interesting turn of changes for this meta. Next would be Ryzil. We do have Triple Lansaya once again to answer the Malice matchup, and once again Donner. Also played Ultimate Slayer, really strong because you already have Mirror Logic. But the more usual approach on this was playing two Mirror Logic instead of only one, because you're able to use the second Mirror Logic as your dump fodder for the Ultimate Slayer, while the other one was a dump for your Ryzil monster. And next would be Voices. Oh, I thought it was Voices Voice. It's only the mat that is Voices Voice, but it is Thunder Dragon, Exodia, Millennium. So yeah, interesting. So you could make a bunch of things for Millennium Engine for this deck. And you're not playing aloof anymore. So you just went Finsmith and basically use the Lacrima line of play of Finsmith and probably has a way to do the Aubao And with Dagda as well, oh my god, it has Dagda. So it has ways to lock out the opponent early on. Next, we do have Rysil with, yeah, summon limit, pretty standard, and very unusual anti-spell on the side deck. And next would be best 4 of Tetsu Tournament. We do have Rysil. Yeah, standard. Nothing to say too much about this. Just played Typhoon. And next would be Rysil 45. Yeah, pretty absurd number. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite. This time with Dark Cooler No More on the side deck. And next would be Rysil. Yeah, standard. And next would be White Forest. Finsmith. Azamina. Yeah. Play triple Chaos Hunter. Oh my goodness. It is really, really angry against the Malice matchup. Yeah, really infuriating Chaos Hunter. And next would be Mementotlan once again with Bell on the side deck. So now we have seen more and more Mementotlan, so I guess they are not really falling off. Next would be, oh, Blue Eyes with White Forest, and oh, Blue Eyes is just a tool. I'm not really sure about the Blue Eyes here. Oh, you just basically go into your Link Blue Eyes and use it as an extender rather than just a start play. Next would be Gem Knight once again. Third, fourth Gem Knight already in our report. So it proves to be Gem Knight is looking really solid and firm in this iteration of December, early December format. And next would be Mementotlan once again. Now we are seeing results for Mementotlan. And triple Purulya, triple Folas on the side deck. Next would be Snake Eyes, White Forest, Azamina. Side deck, a copy of Typhoon. Yeah, interesting. Just a way to go second. And next would be Labyrinth with Daruma Cannon and Triple Trap Trick. Also played Lord of Heavenly Prison. So I believe they're now trying to use the Lord more often to protect their back row. And next would be White Forest once again with XYZ Encore. Wow, very bold. Just really trying to pin down the Ryzel matchup on this tech choice. Next would be tournament. We do have went wow, this went 2v2 tournament. Yeah, I thought it was only a one tournament. So we do have White Forest. Yeah, standard looking with triple evenly match. And on his second build, it played triple Sales Ban and triple XYZ Encore. Wow. And next would be Ryzel with double Bell. And next would be Primite Blue Eyes. This time with double Judgment on the side deck and one Typhoon. And next would be Ryzel. Standard looking, nothing to say too much about this. So it is evident that people are trying to play double Mirror Logic on this type of deck with Ultimate Slayer on your side deck. And next would be Malice once again with Ultimate Slayer and play the engine pack beat. I forgot the name of this synchro, but it is also a fodder for Ultimate Slayer. Next would be Ryzel. Bunch of Ryzels. This is like the 20th Ryzel already, no? So yeah, it just stays at the best. And next would be Mementotlan with Super Poly. Wow, Super Poly, of course, you're trying to play Dragstopelia and Garura and Ignister Golem. And next would be the Ryzel with D Fissure on the side deck. Bunch of graveyard hates. Played different dimension ground and Fissure. And next would be Blue Eyes, Primite with triple Ogre and triple Bell on the side deck with one skill drain. Of course, you're just going to sit on your high attack monsters and just beat down the opponent from that. And next would be Malice once again with XYZ Encore once again, no? So XYZ Encore definitely seeing some results in this week. last week rather. And next would be Blue Eyes Primite. Yeah. So Blue Eyes Primite could be the third or fourth best deck in this current meta. And next would be Ryzil. We double Desires on the main deck, quite bold, but it could work, of course. And next would be Marineford TCG Tournament. We do have Gimmick Puppet. Oh my goodness, Gimmick Puppet, it will never die. Yeah, it's like just going to ruin everyone's life due to how the FTK mechanic work, and it is very hassle. I do think that this deck should get addressed on January. And next would oh oh my goodness, what the frick? This is like 2020, 2021, yeah. Invoke Shadal. Oh my goodness. Isn't it pretty slow? But it worked. Played Triple Nadir and the Spellbook engine. Oh my goodness. This is pure insanity. He definitely cooked with his deck. Yeah. This is just a thing of beauty. This is really fascinating. Next would be Ryzil with Sight on the main deck, of course. You're just able to pop it on your own with your Detonator. And next would be Horus. What is this? Horus Resonator, yeah. And next would be North Kanto CS. We do have Crystron as the champion. With XYZ Encore once again and Rivalry. And next would be Ryzil, standard. Next would be Snake Eyes, White Forest, Fiendsmith, Azamino. Oh my goodness. I just lost breath from saying all of those engines. So you technically just played engine deck at this point. But it meshes well together because they are in the same lore. And next would be Primite, Fiendsmith. This is like the modern adventure good stuff where you just play engines from everything. Similar towards the adventure good stuff from 2021. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And next would be Malice, the double shifter on the side deck. And next, oh, Ritual Beast. It has fallen off, no? We do have seen the fall off of the Ritual Beast. People just doesn't really play Ritual Beast anymore that much. There's a bunch of really better options to consider over this. Yeah, potentially. But on the right format, I believe this deck is still phenomenal. Especially if the graveyard is more reluctant or progressive. Next would be Horus. Oh, Orcus Scrap. Oh my goodness. This time with Fiendsmith and Sinful Spoils. Yeah, it could work. Orcus definitely a deck to consider, especially they are getting more supports soon, very very soon. And next would be Tenpai Dragon, yeah. Our first pure Tenpai Dragon in our report. Oh my goodness. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is only the first Tenpai Dragon? What the frick? The world is healing, probably. Yeah, that's how you put it. The world is healing from all of this Tenpai craziness from the previous formats. And yeah, first Tenpai pure in our report. And very interesting, it plays Sanctum. And next would be, of course, my favorite deck, Tri Brigade. There's not a report that will be without Tri Brigade. Tri Brigade is always the best in my heart. But this time it is playing the Sprite engine and also Horus, yeah. A Horus with Imseti. And yeah, that sums up our OCG Metagame report for Post-Terminal World 2 from November 28 to December 1. So if you found this video informative and helpful, please consider subscribing. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep providing this content for you guys. So once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.